well-proportioned stop.
Well, this is the OJ Today. What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Bastyovanszky. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's show. And the holiday break is here. But just before the schedule was paused, a ton of stuff went down. We will have it all for you today, including a feature story on the Burlington Cougars. But first, some game highlights. And, you know, the battle for division supremacy in the South just continues to intensify. North York was nipping at the heels of the first place Toronto Junior Canadians, and they were looking to close that gap even further when they faced hard-charging St. Mike's on Friday night. Highlights are brought to you by Instat. Instat is the official analytics supplier to the OJHL. And this was definitely one of the tastiest matchups from last weekend, but the Rangers turned it into a blowout. Midway through the first, the initial stop is made here, but Jaden Kandata, my captain, bangs home the rebound to make it 1-0 North York. They poured it on in the second. Christopher Castrignano, who would end up getting traded to Mississauga after this game, but he puts the Rangers up by 2, and then it's Kandata again. Now, up until this season, Jaden had 3 career OJ goals over 3 seasons. This year, 6 already. Killing it. And then it's Jackson Edwards, another player who ended up getting shipped to Mississauga. He tickles the twine to make it a 4-0 game. The Rangers waltz into St. Mike's Arena and make a statement. 5-1 they win. Another Titanic tilt featured Brantford and Oakville, a West Division showdown. 4 minutes in, brutal Oakville giveaway here. Brendan Anderson goes kaboom, hammers it home to give the 99ers a 1-0 advantage. Power play goal. 8 minutes later, Josh Sordo, the point shot, will find daylight, and Brantford up by a deuce. At the break, second stanza, 99ers, power play again, Sordo, point shot again, and yeah, same results. His second of the contest, Brantford running away with it 3-0. They would make it 4. Turnovers just killing Oakville on this day. Nice little flip pass by Anderson to Lucas Thompson. 4-0. Brantford in the third. The Blades do get one back, and it's too pretty not to show. Adam Tucci, sweet move, better finish. And that gets Oakville on the board, but it's not nearly enough on this night as the West just continues to be a dogfight. Brantford takes down the Blades by a 4-1 final score. We move out east for a battle between Cobourg and Lindsay. This one went the distance, scoreless into the second when the Cougars team up for a pretty little passing play. Ty York, the finish, and the Cats, they draw first blood. That lead would hold until 40 seconds into the third. Lindsay turns it up ice. Boyd Stahlbaum, the quick shot, beats the keeper, ties things up 1-1. This one would need overtime to ultimately settle things, and 2:46 in. Callaway Mercer watches, he cuts in from the wing, and the clinical shot off the iron and in. That gives Cobourg the 2 points as the Cougars double up the Muskies 2-1. Just a single point separating those squads right now. OJ news for you now. Milton had 2 games postponed last week due to COVID-19 protocols against Collingwood and Oakville. That came on the heels of Trenton having 2 postponements the week previous, with the Omicron variant causing cases to rise dramatically across the province. Unfortunately, it's also led to the postponement of the OJ All-Star game, which was set to take place in Collingwood. It will be rescheduled for another date, will the game. Okay, in happier news, 2 OJ commitments to tell you about, and St. Mike's young star Giacomo Martino following in his brother's footsteps, as Martino was going NCAA as well. He commits to Northeastern University. His big brother Ayrton, of course, former buzzer, NHL draft pick. He's playing for Clarkson right now. Way to go. And Will Smith of the Aurora Tigers, the D-man, he has made his choice as well. He commits to the NCAA champions, the UMass Minutemen. And the D-man will head to UMass for the fall of 2023. Congratulations, guys. Performers of the Week brought to you by Warrior. the official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. And it's the man with the tough name to pronounce, Christian Cicio. The goalie of the week for 2 weeks in a row now. With a 6-game win streak, you can understand why, and he's been unreal this season. 16-6-1 so far for second place in the East, Haliburton County. And Elijah Pilosov of the Panthers is your offensive player, the forward. 10 points in 4 games last week. Now, he had a late start to the year, but he's got 21 points in just 10 games this season. Yeah, Elijah on fire. Welcome back, everyone. Could this finally be the year for the Burlington Cougars? And you got to go all the way back to 1987 to find the last time the organization won a league title. But that's no reflection on just how competitive they've been, more of a statement on just how tough it is to win it all. Well, this might just be the year the Cats put it all together. They've led the West Division for much of the season, and Coach Mark Juris has them running like a well-oiled machine. More on the Cougars now in this week's Team Spotlight, and this segment is brought to you by Clean Quip. Clean Quip is the official disinfectant supplier to the OJHL.
It's 70, not 70 walking in. Makes a move, shoots, scores! And the Cougars win.
There have been big changes in Burlington this season, but one thing that's remained the same is the product on the ice. The Cougars have been as competitive as ever.
Looks like he's going to deke, still got it. Belgrave, he's going to deke, shot, scores!
You'd think that after missing out on an entire season of play due to COVID-19 restrictions, there might have been some rust. But head coach Mark Juris has been impressed with how quickly the boys got back to game shape.
To be honest with you, it wasn't too bad. I mean, these kids keep themselves in shape now, and a couple practices in, and I think they were right back where they were. You know what? I think we're a real deep team. We've got great goaltending, we've got real strong D, and we've got forwards that I think can score. And we're going to be a tenacious team, and we think we can do really well. We'll compete.
Yeah, we got some depth. We're going to be really fast, quick, and physical. We're going to be really good. We got a good team. We got a great group of guys in the change room, off the ice and on the ice.
There's no question one of the biggest strengths of this team is its offensive firepower. Matt Zebedee, Jack Richard, and Josh Belgrave are all amongst the league's top scorers.
Jack has been with us a long time, and when he came in as a young player, we asked him to take a role that he wasn't really used to doing. And he's become a real good 200-foot player, and I think there's going to be a lot of schools that'll be excited to get him.
When Josh Belgrave starts one of his swooping, gliding moves, it brings the fans to the edge of the seats because they know something big is coming up, and actually it usually does. And Matt Zebedee is committed to defense. He's a two-way player, but he has scored some highlight reel goals this year for the Cougars.
In goal, Zach Dietz and Kyle Metzen have shared the duties and been one of the best duos in the OJHL. The Cougars are led behind the bench by Mark Juris, the OJHL's Coach of the Year in 2015-16.
Yeah, Mark's awesome. I mean, he had me playing a role that I wasn't playing my first year, and he's awesome. He knows what he's talking about. You got to listen to him. Everything he says, he knows what he's talking about. He's been around for a long time, and he knows what he's talking about. And he's an excellent guy to talk to, excellent coach.
Off the top, we mentioned changes this season. Well, for one, the team has gone to a blue and gold color scheme to match the traditional Burlington minor hockey colors. And the team has made the move from Appleby to Central Arena to great fanfare.
Yeah, we just wanted to really identify, we wanted to get back with the Eagles, so we wanted to be very similar with them. Again, we want to build that relationship, building the Eagles brand for those kids to want to become Burlington Cougars. And being back at Central, this is where we belong.
The Cats have been on top of the West Division for most of the season, and Jack Richard feels they've got the tools to go deep in the playoffs.
I think our goal is to go all the way. I mean, we have the team to do it. Like I said, we have a great group of guys on the ice and off the ice. I mean, I think we can go all the way. We got a great depth.
Yeah, they have looked terrific this year. Just a reminder, of course, with everything that's going on, with the slate of postponements the league has had, with the Omicron variant right now, head to OJHL.ca, the league's official website, to keep up to date with everything that's going on this season. 60-second spotlight now, and it's brought to you by Nutra-Farms, the official sponsor of the OJHL Championship Series.
Robbie Strachan, defenseman, Georgetown Raiders.
Strachan bringing Strachan, shoots, scores! Robert Strachan!
I think as a player I can bring obvious size, and as a defenseman with my size I can also bring good skating. On top of that I play a two-way game and I also have good vision.
For Strachan, makes the move, shoots, scores!
Yeah, I mean being as tall as I am, 6'5", I mean it has obviously its benefits. It's nice being out there and I don't know, being bigger than guys and you can out-muscle guys easier. And
oh my! Crunched him to the ice!
yeah, I mean it's nice me being 6'5" and then having a coach like Jeff who's 5'5". Me, Jeff, all the guys, we have a lot of fun around the room. We poke fun at each other, but it's all love. I think we got a great group of new, younger guys who came in. We also have plenty of skill and our defending and goaltending is good as well.
Strachan shoots, scores! Robert Strachan again! Oh my goodness!
This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Jostens. Jostens is the official award and ring supplier to the OJHL. Hey, welcome back to the OJ Today. On last week's program, Joe Montezano of Fedora Films joined me for a mid-season review where we broke down each division so far. Today, we're going to get even more in-depth with a feature writer from OJHL.ca, Mr. Ron Valentine, who joins me now. Ron, how are you, man?
Very well, Alex. Thank you. Keeping well.
Well, you're a good man for doing it this close to Christmas, Ron, taking the time to come on today. Really appreciate it. And, parity has just reigned supreme across the league so far this season. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on if there's one team you feel that's impressed you the most up to this point.
Alex puts Ron on the spot right away. Alex, it is. I mean, people say that there's parity, and a lot of times, and there really isn't. But this year, parity is the main thing in the league. I think that at least a dozen teams, and probably you could go even 3 or 4 more. If you ask the coach and the management, they have a really, really good feeling that they have a great chance to win everything. And that's not just optimism, but it's from what they've done, the players they've got, everything like that. If I had to sit here now and say one team, and this could change as quickly as tomorrow, simply because of, I think, the overall balance, I would have to lean a little bit towards the Burlington Cougars. But with teams like Pickering and Trenton and the 3 teams in the South, I mean, you could really go on and on about the teams this year, and we could do a whole show on this, Alex.
Well, Ron, the chase for the scoring title has been unreal this year. Dalton Bancroft has led the way for most of the season, but he's got Brad Summers and Bryce Sutherland from St. Mike's in hot pursuit. Now, they would all have to pick up the pace just a bit, but there's a chance we could have our first 100-point OJHL scoring since Andrew Pertucci did it 4 seasons ago.
It's very difficult to be a 100-point scorer in the way hockey is played today at a junior level. But if you're looking at anybody that can do it this year, it's certainly Bancroft. As you said, 26 games to go. He's got himself, in the lead. He gets a ton of ice time, in all situations. Brad Summers from the St. Mike's Buzzers. He's on the ice a lot too, and so is his teammate Bryce Sutherland. But realistically, I think you're looking at Bancroft and then possibly Summers. But whether or not they reach the 100 would be great if they did. But if I was betting right now, I'd say they'll come very close, but might not quite do it.
Right. Ron, let's take a look at the rookies for a second. And I mean, every year a new batch of players comes in, and some of them are very impactful right away, put up great numbers. Typically, though, those rookies are 17 years old, 18 years old. What Easton Wainwright, though, has done as a 16-year-old with the Brantford 99ers this season as a rookie has just been absolutely unbelievable. I know he's impressed you a ton.
Well, Easton Wainwright is, I know Dan Fitzgerald, the coach, says he's amazed every time he watches him on the ice because he sees something new. And for a young guy like him to come in and lead a team the way he's doing in Brantford is really something. You've also got to look at Giacomo Martino and Jared Cochimilio from the Buzzers. There are a couple of guys, both rookies, who have been really putting up the points. Harrison Ballard from Wellington. There's a guy called Jessley from Pickering who's injured right now. And of course, you can't forget guys like George Fagaris from North York on the blue line. They're one of the most mature younger players in the league, I think. You could go down the list. Lucas Buzziol from Milton, Rebello from Brantford. But really, Wainwright is up there, and he's having a tremendous season for a 16-year-old, no question.
Right. Okay, finally, Ron, just before we go, I think we're going to have to start referring to Oliver Tarr as the human highlight film. This guy has just been unbelievable. It's going to be tough to top his lacrosse goal that he scored against North York back in November, but it seems like every week this guy comes up with a new play that has us shaking our heads. He's been incredible, hasn't he?
Well, you know, Oliver Tarr is doing well in the goal scoring championship for sure. And Alex, it's not always the number of goals, but the time that they're scored. And Tarr seems to pick his spots for scoring the big goals, and you can almost see the other team deflate a little bit after he's put on one of those highlight reel shots. He's a tremendous hockey player, no question.
All right, man. Unfortunately, we're out of time, Ron. But as I said before, thank you so much for taking the time so close to Christmas out of your busy schedule to have a chat today. Stay healthy over the holidays. All my best to you and the family. Thanks so much, and we'll chat in the new year.
Thanks very much, Alex.
And Ron and I didn't have time to get to it, but there was a big trade last week. Rookie Daniel Baldessara of the Chargers, who's headed to Long Island University on a scholarship, is first headed to North York. He was shipped there along with Mississauga team captain Nick Cordero. In exchange, the Chargers get forwards Christopher Castrignano and Jackson Edwards. North York continues to load up for what they hope will be a Centennial Cup run this season.
Look at this kid go. Was that any good? They score! What a goal!
Oh my! Crunched him to the ice! What a hit right in your living room!
They're scored without any good. Oh, roll the highlight film. He shoots. Oh, what a save! Oh my heavens!
2 seconds ago for the score! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my!
Welcome back to the OJ Today. You know, it's been a difficult season so far, to put it kindly, for the Markham Royals. Wins have been tough to come by, although they do have a victory over the powerful Aurora Tigers, and they did take the West Division leading Burlington Cougars to overtime before finally succumbing. So if you let up against the Royals, they can burn you in the end, and North Division leading Pickering was trying to avoid that trap last weekend. Highlights in this segment are brought to you by Warrior. Warrior is the official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. Now, the Panthers absolutely smoked Brantford 7-1 the night before, so they came in on a roll to Markham's misfortune. Elijah Pilosoff drawing first blood for the Cats, 8:36 in. Just 33 seconds later, Lucas Rowe on the break. He goes 5-hole, and just like that, it's 2-0 for Pickering. They were nowhere near done. Young will make the first save here on Lucas Lapalme, but Brendan Tomlinson follows it up. Pokes it in, 3-0 Panthers. The Royals did manage to get one back before the break. Caden Henry squeezing it past Andrew Ballantyne, 3-1 after 20 minutes of play. Second period now, the Pickering onslaught continues. Matthew Altamare, beautiful shot. That made it 4-1. Pickering didn't slow down one iota as they cruised to the 7-3 win over the Royals. No let up from Burlington either as they faced basement-dwelling Stouffville. 5:01 in, Matt Zebedee, the power play marker right there to put the Cougars up. 1-0. 4 minutes later, Joel Chauvin does the heavy lifting here, literally, with the D-man draped all over him. He gets it to Josh Belgrave. 2-0 Burlington, and then Jack Richard goes to work. The sweet little toe drag right there and threads it to Zebedee. Too good. Matt with his second of the game, and this is still in the first period, by the way. 4-on-2 Cougars. Caleb Thiessen ripping it over the glove to make it a 4-0 lead. They kept coming in the second. Josh Zoloto getting tippy with it out front, and Burlington up by 5 after 40 minutes. The Spirit finally smashed their goose egg in the third. Hayden Simpson rips it top corner. Very nice. Not nearly enough on this day, though. The Cougars running roughshod over the Spirit. They take it 8-2. A battle of two teams neck and neck for second place in the North. Collingwood, Aurora. This one was a tight contest, actually. No scoring until the second. Luke Reeve gets it back for Hollander Thompson. His point shot tipped home by Jack Seeney. Tigers go up 1-0, and in the third, they would add some insurance. Great cycle here by the Cats. Van Wheelie to Will Smith. He will get denied, but Blake Frost right there, dining out on the rebound. And this is a big win for the Tigers, who managed to pull 3 points ahead of the Blues for a second spot in the North Division. OG Leaders now brought to you by NutraFarms, the official sponsor of the OJHL Championship Series. And our scoring leaders first, Dalton Bancroft. Slim lead now over Brad Summers, just a single point, followed by Bryce Sutherland, Oliver Tarr, and Matt Zebedee of Burlington moving into the top 5. A look at the Northwest standings. Pickering, big lead there in the North, but in the West, Burlington on top. Look at Milton, Oakville, Brantford, and Georgetown. That is a tight group. In the South, North York, first place now. They take over from the Junior Canadians after a great week. Out East, Trenton on top, but only a 2-point advantage now over the hard-charging Haliburton County Huskies. Plays of the week brought to you by Troy Hockey. Troy is the official apparel provider to the OJHL.
Wait, Lamanna just got one man, just can't beat him, centers it, scores! No goal, and he make a save, come on. Oh my goodness. Had the goaltender be dead to right somehow. Madsen steps back and makes a stick save.
And a good play there from Wilson. Wilson turns it over to Anderson, quick shot, scores! And just like that, the 99ers have a 1-goal lead.
That's tough. And out the center now, could be a break. Gets on it in front, shot, scores! 2-0 Pickering Panthers.
By Ryan Kidd initially. Rangers still on it, a shot right on, they score.
Finally, Cougars get it out, 4-on-2. The Cougars, shot, scores!
Altamare, shot, it scores! What a shot! Oh my!
Chance here for the Blaze, Tucci breakaway, shot, scores! Adam Tucci puts the puck in the back of the net.
And that's going to wrap up this week's show. But a couple of things. First of all, of course, just a reminder that you can stay up to date with everything that's going on in the league by checking out all of the official social media outlets. And just secondly, of course, have a very safe and healthy holiday season, everybody. From everyone at the show, all our best to you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.